Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Tonsil Racing Tips. I'm going to be going through the the four main races on the day two of the Cheltenham Festival this year, which is the Ballymore, Champion Chase, Bumper, and the Brown Advisory, where Monkfish is your 8 to 11 favourite. So I had great views on the first episode, so I hope you guys liked it. So we'll start with the Ballymore this episode, and Gaillard de Menil is now your favourite for Willie Mullins. He's been very impressive on his last two runs, and he's now 5-2. He's my tip for the race again. I backed him at 11-1 about a couple of weeks ago, or no, maybe a few months ago, and that's looking a nice price now. I think visually he's been very impressive, and people can analyse form too much when your eyes are telling you how good the horse is. So I think it's a very good horse, and despite him wearing a hood last time, I still think he'll settle because they'll go a quicker gallop in the Ballymore than they did on his previous race. So I think he's a worthy favourite. Brave Man Game is a big worry for me because of the shallow form. It never stands up, and definitely think you could take him on with Gaillard de Menil or Bob Wallinger. I think Bob Wallinger has won his first win was not that great in the maiden, even though he won it very easily, and the time form shows it's not very good. And his last win was impressive, but he's just Gaillard de Menil looks a little bit more special to my eyes, so I think he's definitely the one to be with for the race. But I would have the race between Bob Wallinger and Gaillard de Menil, so maybe a forecast and those two reverse forecast would be my selection on the race. And then the Brown Advisory is the next race, and Monkfish is 8-11, and he looks one of the bankers of the whole festival. I think he's top dollar. I think he's already favourite for the Gold Cup next year, which speaks for itself. So I can't see any reason why you'd back against him, even for the each way value. You might as well go big on the single on him, and maybe chuck in a few doubles and trebles because he won't get beat. It's pretty simple, that race. There's not a lot to go through. He looks a class act. Ever since his winning the Albert Bartley last year, he's looked very good. So yeah, no, he's the one to be with for that race. And then the Champion Chase is the next race. Chacun Pour Soi is 4-6 favourite, but I can't understand that price when he's shorter than Monkfish, because the Champion Chase is a way hotter race compared to the Brown Advisory, so his price seems nuts to me. He's never made it to Cheltenham to start with, and he seems a bit of a fragile horse. He looks unbelievably talented, but I think he's a favourite you can take on. I'll be taking on with Noob Negro, who's around 8-1 for the Skeletons. Skeletons are absolutely flying at the minute. I think they've got like a 35% strike rate in the last 2 weeks. So they're definitely on the up going to Cheltenham, as it's only 2 weeks away now. And I think Noob Negro, after his victory against Altior at Christmas, is probably one of the best pieces of form of the whole year. People can knock Altior, but there's no reason to say that he didn't run a good race that day. So I definitely think Noob Negro, with his very, very fast jumping, he could serve it up to Chacun Pour Soi 8-1. And people have said that Noob Negro doesn't like Cheltenham, but he's placed on like 2 or 3 of the times he's run there. So I can't see how that's bad form, especially as he's only a 7-year-old now, which I think people forget he's still a very young horse. So I think he's very interesting at 8-1. So I'd definitely back him each way for the race and take on Chacun Pour Soi. And then the final race of the day is the Champion Bumper, and Kilcruit looks unbelievably talented. He's the one I'm going for. I backed him at 11-1 months ago for the race, as his time form for his previous run before his Leopardstown run was very impressive as well, and he just confirmed that the other weekend. He's a worthy favourite in my eyes. So Gerhard, he's just had a bit of a leg infection, I believe, which makes it interesting, as you could say as a question mark, he'll make it to race, even though Gordon Elliott says he will. The race looks like it could be between those two, or it should be on form. But Kilcruit is one I'm with. 13-8, I think, is a fair price. People have slated the time that he won the race in last time and it fell apart, but I don't believe any of that. People are just trying to overcomplicate the race. He didn't sit too far off the pace. He wasn't held up in last, so you can't really say he wasn't too far off the pace. So I can't see, and he just did it so easily. He made them all look like they were walking at the end. I think he would have quickened if Patrick Mullins had asked him. You can see Patrick Mullins' smile as he crossed the line. He knew he was sounding something special. So he's definitely one to stick with for the Champion Bumper. And so Gerhard is a worthy challenger to Kilcruit, but I think Kilcrut's just a little bit of a speedier type, and I just think he'll be a little bit quicker up the hill. So definitely Kilcruit for me in the champion bumper. So they're my 4 selections for day 2 of the Cheltenham Festival this year. So hopefully you guys will back them, and maybe chuck in a few doubles and trebles with the first day tips. And I hope you tune in for episode 3, which will be out soon for day 3 of the festival as well. And make sure to visit my socials on Instagram. And remember, you can become a member of Thompson Racing Tips and receive all my daily tips across the year. So head over there and have a look at that. And I'll see you guys next time.